What's going on, family? Strat here from Strategic Audio, back with another brand new music production video. As you can see today, I'm wearing the headphones. I've realized that wearing the headphones allows the audio quality on the final video edit to be a lot better, so that's why you're seeing them today. Today we're doing something very familiar. It's just gonna be a nice vintage soul emulation on top of some modern hip-hop drums. And what I'll do as usual is I'll try to talk through the decisions that I'm making and kind of explain why. If you're into this type of content, drop the video a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Your support really means so much. For what I have in mind, I'm going to be playing in the key of B minor at 83 BPM, and I'm starting with a piano using my favorite piano plugin at the moment, which of course is Piano Tech 8. Alright, enough talk, let's jump straight in. So this is a very simple chord progression in the key of B minor. Like I said, it starts with the G major 7 chord here and then goes into the A major. Then we move to the E minor 7, and then last but not least, we got the G flat minor 7 chord. So that lasts for 2 bars and then it repeats again for another 2 bars with just some melodic variations and variations in the kind of the cadence that I play. Like for example, this staccato chord here is a lot sharper and tighter than this one. So in case you're wondering what the rationale is, like the thought process behind why I chose to use those particular chords, first of all, I can't really say that there's that much thought process behind it. For me, making art is not about overthinking or trying to plan too much what I'm gonna do. But for the sake of argument, I do understand the B minor scale. Once you understand one scale, you can understand them all. And I know that starting on the G major 7, the G major is the 6th chord in that B minor scale. And I like to sometimes be different when I'm playing in a particular scale. I try not to start on the 1 chord, or maybe sometimes I don't use the 1 chord at all. Like for example, in this chord progression, there's no B minor chord, no B minor 7. And I've never actually seen anyone talking about this particular chord progression in terms of the numbers, the 6, the 7, the 4, and the 5. It's an interesting experiment to try with maybe a different key. Like instead of using B minor like I did, let's try using A minor and see if we can play the 6, the 7, the 4, and the 5. So in A minor, the 6th chord is F major, the 7th chord is G major, the 4 is D minor, and the 5 is E minor. So you see it's the same progression essentially, but just in a different key. Understanding those numbered chords is a great way to add to your arsenal of chord progressions and be able to essentially transpose the progression, like the structure of the progression, from one key to the next. That is, if you understand what the numbers represent. In a B minor scale, which is what I'm using here, the 6th note that's G, and that corresponds to G major because the notes in the G major chord are all part of the B minor scale. So the number refers to the particular note that comes in the sequence of the notes in the scale, and that note becomes the root of the particular chord. But the chord itself has to also be in the scale. Alright, quick lesson. Let's move on and continue making this beat. So this is very simple. Essentially all I'm doing here is I'm playing like the last 2 notes of all the main chords. For example, the 1st chord in the chord progression is a G minor 7. Then the G major 7 chord is just G, B, D, and G flat. So at the beginning of this vocal part, I'm playing D and a G flat. And it's essentially the same logic for all of the other parts. I'm just moving with the chord progression, playing the last 2 notes. It's just an easy way to find a harmony. I really enjoyed playing that little guitar melody. I think it fit really well. I was just using elements of the B minor pentatonic scale. So now to make it even more beautiful, I think I'm gonna add some strings. At least I can't, some reason, do this type of thing without adding strings. And this melody is going to be so simple, just 4 notes. Probably gonna copy it up an octave like I usually do, just to give it some body. Let's try it and see how it comes out. So I decided to play both octaves at the same time instead of doing one and then copying it, just to make it more human. So now I'm listening and notice that one of those notes in the guitar is kind of off. So I'm gonna have to play that note again and just fit it in there. So another thing that you just can't do without in this genre, in this style, is a great live sounding bass line. And I'm gonna try to do that now using Moto Bass 2 by IK Multimedia. Nice and simple and staying within the scale, not trying to do too much. Just adding in these little embellishments. Well, not really embellishments, but just basically transition notes from one chord to the next. They're more like little melodic connecting notes from the, like here, from the G to the A. It just sounds nice to allow you to progress from the G to the A without just jumping straight from the G to the A. It just adds a little extra something, and these are the types of things that can separate something that's a bit bland and a bit boring from something that can stand out and catch the listener's ear. So I'm thinking, as you can see here, I've got Kontakt pulled up, and I'm thinking just to add something maybe a little bit cinematic for that finishing touch. And for that, I'm going to use these trumpets by Embertone called the Chapman trumpet. I have an idea in my head, and now is to see if I can pull it off and make it sound authentic. So probably just going to use the same chord progression. Maybe I'll play it a little bit different in terms of the style, and then afterwards I'll do some inversions, or maybe try to make the chords a bit more complex, something to add an extra dimension. Alright, I really like that a lot. Now, it's just to add some drums, and I think that's it. Now, I've been making sample packs and loop kits for years and years, and I have a lot of ready done drum loops separated out into the different tracks, kick, snare, hi-hat. So I think I'm gonna use some of those just to build out the drums here. Then I'll play the final beat for you. Well, family, it's that time in the video where I get to say thank you so very much for watching. I really appreciate, even if it is only 1, 2, 3 people watching, it really does kind of validate what I'm trying to do. Like and subscribe if you are enjoying the content, or if you are getting something from it, whether it is inspiration, education, entertainment. Comment below and let me know what you think of this composition. Once again, links in the description to our free and premium loop kits and sample packs. Wish you a pleasant rest of your day, night, evening, morning, whatever. Peace, and I'll see you in the next video. And now, here's the final beat.